A new UN report warns that the cost of adapting to a warmer world is soaring for developing nations and funding is falling short. CCTV's Dan Collyns reports from the UN climate negotiations being held in Lima, Peru.
This summit risks failure if rich countries can't define how they will compensate poorer countries for climate change. 22 developed nations have pledged almost $10 billion to the Green Climate Fund to help poor nations cope with global warming. But the target is 10 times that amount.
It's achievable, but we're not seeing much progress at the moment. And so what is going to need to happen here in the next week and a half is that, first of all, again, we must understand how this $100 billion a year is going to be delivered. It's not just about the money, it is also about trust and confidence in the negotiations.
After last month's historic commitment to cut greenhouse gases, China remains concerned about the amount of money that still needs to be raised.
The objective for the 2020 is the provision of $100 billion per year by 2020. So 10 billion is just 1/10 of that objective, and yet we do not have any clear roadmap or clear picture of meeting that target by 2020.
And it's the least developed nations and small islands which are likely to be most affected by climate change. They say they've been waiting for years for financial help.
The trickle effect down to each government in the Pacific is slow, but then it's a process that we can't abandon, especially at this stage.
Climate finance is fast becoming the issue which is defining this conference. Pressure is mounting on richer nations to compensate poorer ones for their losses from climate change. Negotiators say at this crucial summit, failure is not an option. Australia has been singled out for failing to contribute. And Japan has used funds earmarked for global warming on 3 new coal plants in Indonesia. A move United Nations environmental chiefs don't like, since they want investment in renewable energy sources. But some are taking a more upbeat view, arguing the new fund has made an important start.
The pledging conference for the Green Climate Fund has really brought a whole new set of resources to the table through what's going to be the Central Institution for Climate Finance. That $10 billion is really a key threshold to have met for countries, and now there's more to be done.
The UN warns that without early efforts to fund climate change, the gap between what is happening and what needs to happen will only widen. Dan Collyns, CCTV, Lima.